Okay, we're given a markup model of unemployment, and so we have a study of 5 lives over a 1-year period. So we have 3 lives remain employed throughout. 1 life became unemployed at t equals 0.35 and employed again at t equals 0.75. 1 life became unemployed at t equals 0.45 and remained unemployed for the rest of the year. We want to calculate and estimate the standard deviation of the maximum likelihood estimator mu hat time x transitioning from state 0 to state 1. So first, let's look at the formula. Before we look at the standard deviation, let's look at the variance. So that's just going to be the number of transitions from state 0 to state 1 divided by number of exposures at state 0 squared. Alright, so first let's look at the number of transitions from state 0 to state 1. The first bullet point, the person is employed throughout, so this person stays at state 0 for the full year, basically. Okay, the second and third bullet points, they originally are employed, but then they become unemployed and then become employed again. The second bullet point, third bullet point, it remains unemployed. Regardless, these 2 lives transition from employed to unemployed at some point. So that's going to be 2. Now for the number of exposures in state 0, what we're looking for is how long did the lives remain in state 0. In the first bullet point, 3 lives remained employed throughout the year. So that's going to be 1 year for each of these 3 people, or 3 lives. So the number of exposure there is 3. For the second life, it became unemployed at t equals 0.35. So starting at 0.35, it became unemployed, and then became employed again at t equals 0.75. So it became employed. So that means from 0 to 0.35, it had to be employed before becoming unemployed. Okay, so for that, well, it was employed from 0 to 0.35, so that's the difference there is 0.35, and it became employed again from 0.75 to 1, so that's 0.25. So the total of exposure for the second life is 0.6. Finally, for the last life, it became unemployed at t equals 0.45. Okay, so they became unemployed for the rest of the year. So that means it had to be employed originally. So that means it was employed from 0 to 0.45. So the exposure there is 0.45. And then we have to square this based off the variance formula. So this is 2 over 4.05 squared. And if we want to look at the standard deviation, well, for that, we're just going to have to take the square root, and the final answer is 0.35.